Most nice guys aren't actually nice. They're anxious. They're approval-seeking with a smile, hoping that if they stay agreeable enough, helpful enough, harmless enough, a woman will reward them with attraction. And when that reward doesn't come, they don't feel sad, they feel cheated, because the kindness wasn't clean. It was a transaction. That's the difference you need to understand. Nice isn't the problem. The nice guy is. A kind man gives because it matches who he is. He helps, he listens, he shows up, and he still has standards. He can say no. He can disagree. He can walk away if the deal is bad. His kindness is strength. A nice guy gives to be chosen. He overinvests early, over-explains, over-accommodates, and quietly hopes she notices. He hides his real opinions to keep the vibe smooth. He avoids tension like it's danger. He treats her like a prize he has to earn, not a person he's evaluating. And he calls that being respectful when it's really being scared. Here's why this matters. Being nice doesn't make you safe. It makes you predictable. And predictable attention gets valued less over time. If you're always available, always agreeable, always ready to fix her mood, you're teaching her that your time and energy are unlimited. Unlimited things don't feel special. They feel like utilities. And the ugly part is what it does to you. The nice guy builds covert contracts in his head. If I'm patient, she'll commit. If I pay, she'll appreciate me. If I never upset her, she'll want me. Then life happens. She acts like a human with her own preferences, and you start leaking resentment. You become passive-aggressive, jealous, suspicious because you've been bargaining, not bonding. So she leans on you, takes what's convenient, and still doesn't feel desire. Then you watch her choose the guy with boundaries, the guy who doesn't chase, who doesn't beg for reassurance, who has a life that doesn't revolve around her. And you tell yourself women like jerks, because that story hurts less than the truth. She didn't choose him because he was rude. She chose him because he wasn't desperate to be chosen. If this is hitting a nerve, good. It means you're close to the fix. Because you don't need to become cold, toxic, or arrogant. You need to stop using kindness as a strategy and start using it as a character trait backed by standards. In the next part, I'm going to break down 9 mistakes that create the nice guy dynamic, the ones that slowly drain respect and kill attraction. And I'll show you the fixes that make you calm, direct, and hard to replace without turning you into someone you don't even like. All right, here are the first 5 mistakes that quietly turn you into the nice guy without you realizing it. And I want you to pay attention to the pattern, because this isn't about being evil or alpha. It's about how you train people to see you. Every mistake follows the same chain. What you do, why you do it, how she reads it, how it ends, the fix. Mistake 1, you agree with everything. What you do, you mirror her. You nod along. You avoid having strong opinions. If she says she loves something, you love it too. If she hates something, you hate it too. You become a yes man in a relationship costume. Why you do it? You think conflict is danger. You think disagreement will make her pull away. So you trade your identity for acceptance and call it being easygoing. How she reads it. She doesn't read it as kindness. She reads it as a lack of identity. If you don't stand for anything, there's nothing to respect. She can't feel grounded with you because you don't feel grounded in yourself. How it ends. She gets bored. Or worse, she treats you like a side character. You become predictable and safe, but not compelling. And when she meets a man who can disagree calmly and still stay centered, she feels something you never created: tension, polarity, presence. Fix. Disagree calmly and state preferences, not combatively, not rude, just real. I hear you. I see it differently. That's not my thing. I'm not doing that. A man with a spine is automatically more attractive than a man with perfect manners and no identity. Mistake 2. You overgive early. What you do, you invest too soon. Too much attention, too much time, too many favors, too much money. You plan elaborate dates before she's shown basic reciprocity. You start acting like a boyfriend before she's earned boyfriend treatment. Why you do it? You're trying to lock her in. You think giving more will increase your chances. You're basically trying to buy certainty with effort. How she reads it. She doesn't read it as romance. She reads it as you buying value you don't believe you have. And even if she appreciates it, it creates an imbalance. You're chasing, she's receiving. The moment a woman feels like the prize and you feel like the applicant, respect starts slipping. How it ends. Best case, you get used. Worst case, you get resented. Because you're giving from anxiety, not abundance. And she can feel the pressure underneath it. Then when you finally pull back, she says, you changed. Because she got used to the version of you that overfunctioned to keep her. Fix. Match pace and earn access. Give in proportion to what she's investing. Let her show consistency before you go all in. Don't be cheap, be calibrated. The right move isn't never give. It's don't give like you're begging to be chosen. Mistake 3. You put her on a pedestal. What you do. You compliment with no standards. You act like she's automatically special because she exists and you're attracted to her. You praise everything, tolerate everything, excuse everything. Why you do it? You're afraid she's out of your league, so you treat her like a celebrity, hoping she'll notice your devotion. How she reads it. She reads it as you being beneath her, not because she's cruel, but because pedestals create hierarchy. And when you build a hierarchy where she's above you, she starts treating you like someone she can downgrade. How it ends. You become the sweet guy she likes having around but doesn't fully respect. She may even say, "You're such a good guy," which sounds like a compliment until you realize it's often a soft rejection. Fix. Admiration plus boundaries. Compliment her character, not just her looks, and hold standards. If she's rude, you correct it. If she's inconsistent, you step back. The goal is mutual respect, not worship. Mistake 4. You hide your sexual or romantic intent. What you do, you act like a friend, then hope it turns into romance later. You listen to her dating problems, you run errands, you play the supportive role, and then you confess months later like it's a movie. Why you do it? You're afraid of rejection, so you try to sneak past it. You think if she loves your personality enough, attraction will magically appear. How she reads it. She reads it as unclear or dishonest. Not necessarily malicious, just misaligned, because you weren't being direct about what you wanted. You were building emotional closeness under one label while hoping for a different outcome. How it ends. You get friend-zoned, then bitter, or you get used as emotional support while she dates men she's actually attracted to. And the worst part is, you can't even be mad at her, because you never clearly stated your intent. You just hoped. Fix. Direct flirting early. Clear intent. You don't have to be crude. Just honest. I like you. I want to take you out. I'm not looking for a friendship here. Clarity is attractive. Ambiguity is what creates the nice guy trap. Mistake 5. You tolerate disrespect to keep peace. What you do. You let the eye roll slide, the sarcasm, the little jabs, the dismissive tone, the public disrespect disguised as jokes. You laugh it off because you don't want conflict. Why you do it? You think boundaries will make you look insecure. You'd rather swallow your pride than risk being seen as controlling. How she reads it. She reads it as you not protecting yourself. And if you won't protect yourself, she assumes you won't protect the relationship either. Respect can't grow where contempt is tolerated. How it ends. The disrespect escalates. Slowly, she starts speaking to you however she wants. You start feeling resentful and powerless. Then one day you explode over something small and she acts shocked because you trained her that you'd always take it. Fix. Immediate correction plus consequences. Calmly. Don't talk to me like that. We're not doing that. And if it continues, you step back. No threats, no drama, just standards. And if you're thinking, okay, but I'm just trying to be a good man, I get it. Most nice guys start here because they're trying to do the right thing. But the right thing without boundaries turns into neediness. And neediness doesn't inspire respect, it inspires control, boredom, or quiet replacement. Now here's the scary part. These first 5 mistakes are obvious once you see them. The next 4 are sneakier, and one of them, mistake #7, silently destroys attraction while you think you're being supportive. These next 4 mistakes are the ones that don't look like mistakes while you're doing them. They look like love. They look like loyalty. They look like you trying to be mature. And that's why they're so dangerous. Because by the time you realize what you've been teaching her, she's already adjusted to the version of you that's easy to ignore and hard to respect. Same chain again. What you do, why you do it, how she reads it, how it ends, the fix. Mistake 6. You chase clarity instead of setting standards. What you do. You beg for labels, reassurance, and certainty. You keep asking, what are we? Where is this going? Do you even like me? You bring it up repeatedly because you feel unstable and you want her to stabilize you. Why you do it? You're anxious, and you don't trust yourself enough to set a boundary. So you try to negotiate commitment through conversation instead of requiring it through standards. You're hoping she'll say something that calms you down. How she reads it. She doesn't read it as romance. She reads it as anxiety, not leadership, not strength. It tells her you're trying to lock her down because you're afraid, not because you're choosing with confidence. How it ends. Either she pulls away because she feels pressured, or she keeps you in limbo because she knows you'll stay anyway. You end up doing boyfriend work in a girlfriendless situation, and the more you chase, the less respect you get. Fix. Stop chasing clarity and start setting terms. One line. If we're building, we define it. If not, I step back. No threats, no begging, just reality. You're not asking her for permission to value yourself. You're deciding what you participate in. Mistake 7. You become her therapist. This is the silent killer because it makes you feel important while making you less desired. What you do, you absorb her chaos. You fix her mood. You become her emotional dumping ground. You take late-night calls. You talk her through every crisis. You help her process her past. You carry pain she hasn't healed. You become the stable container for her instability. Why you do it? You want to be the safe man. You think if she feels understood by you, she'll choose you. and a part of you likes being needed because it feels like security. How she reads it. She reads you as useful, not necessarily as desirable. Emotional support is good, but when your whole value becomes emotional labor, you stop feeling like a man she wants and start feeling like a service she uses. You become the guy she runs to after the guy she actually wants disappoints her. How it ends. You end up in a brutal role. You get the tears, the trauma, the stress, while another man gets the excitement and the desire. Or if you are the boyfriend, she starts associating you with heaviness. You become the emotional janitor, and attraction doesn't thrive in that dynamic. Then one day she says she needs space, or feels like you're more of a friend, and you're confused because you were the most supportive man she's ever had. Fix. Support without rescue. Stop being on call. You can care without carrying. You can listen without fixing. You can say, "That sounds heavy, and I want you to have support, but I can't be your therapist." And you keep your emotional energy for a woman who's building a relationship with you, not building herself on top of you. Mistake 8. You avoid saying no. What you do. You say yes to everything. You drop your life to prove devotion. You rearrange your schedule, cancel your plans, sacrifice your routines. You make her the center of your week, then wonder why she stops valuing your time. Why you do it. You think availability equals love. You think if you're always there, she'll feel secure and choose you. Or you're afraid she'll punish you emotionally if you don't comply. How she reads it. She reads a man with no edges as a man with no mission. Even if you're a good person, constant availability signals that you don't have priorities, and people don't respect what you don't protect. It also quietly teaches her, he'll always be here. And once she believes that, she stops earning you. How it ends. She starts taking you for granted. She plans last minute. She cancels. She assumes you'll wait. You start resenting her, and she starts feeling smothered or bored. Then she meets a man who isn't constantly available, and suddenly she feels the thing you couldn't create. Value. Fix. Protect your time. Keep your life intact. You don't become distant, you become structured. I'm free Thursday, not tonight. I can't do that, but I can do this. A man who can say no calmly is a man who respects himself. Self-respect creates attraction far more reliably than constant access. Mistake 9. You do covert contracts. This is the core of the nice guy disease. What you do, you give with an unspoken expectation. If I'm good, she'll choose me. You do favors, you buy things, you offer loyalty, you suppress your needs, all with a hidden invoice. And you never communicate the deal because you want to appear selfless. Why you do it. You don't feel worthy of asking for what you want directly, so you try to earn it indirectly. You treat love like a vending machine. Insert niceness, receive commitment. How she reads it. She feels the pressure, even if she can't name it. And when she doesn't give you what you expected, she senses your mood shift. The kindness starts coming with bitterness. You become passive-aggressive. You start keeping score. You punish her with silence. How it ends. This is where relationships rot. Because now you're not being kind, you're manipulating. Not intentionally, but functionally. You're trying to buy love, and when love can't be bought, you turn resentful. That resentment leaks into everything and kills respect on both sides. Fix. Give cleanly or don't give at all. If you want something, communicate it directly. If you need exclusivity, say it. If you want effort, require it. If you're not okay with the dynamic, step back. Respected men don't bargain for love in silence. They state standards and let reality respond. Now, here's what I want you to notice. Most men don't see these behaviors as nice guy moves. They see them as being loyal, supportive, and mature. But loyalty without boundaries is submission. Support without standards is self-abandonment. And maturity without honesty is just fear in a suit. This is why men don't notice until she's gone. Because while you're busy being agreeable, she's quietly rewriting how she sees you. And once a woman shifts you from man I desire to man who's convenient, it's hard to reverse without rebuilding your whole frame. The good news is the fix is simple but uncomfortable. You don't become a jerk. You become clear. You stop chasing. You stop rescuing. You stop buying. You stop bargaining. And in the last section, I'll show you how to be a kind man with standards respected, steady, and hard to replace without turning cold. Here's the nice guy rehab, and it's not complicated. It's just uncomfortable because it forces you to stop performing for approval and start living like a man who respects himself. You don't need to become toxic. You don't need to act alpha. You just need 4 habits that make your kindness real instead of needy. First, lead with standards, not approval. Decide what you want and what you won't tolerate before you're emotionally hooked. You're not auditioning to be chosen, you're evaluating compatibility. When you know your standards, you stop bending yourself into whatever you think she'll like. Second, match effort. No chasing, no carrying, no one-sided investing. If she's consistent, you're consistent. If she's vague, you step back. If she wants boyfriend energy, she earns boyfriend access. This alone removes 80% of the nice guy problem because it kills the habit of overgiving to buy love. Third, communicate directly. Nice guys hint. Respected men speak. Say your intent early. Say your needs without apology. Say your boundaries without anger. I'm attracted to you. I'm looking for something serious. I'm not okay with that. Directness creates polarity. Indirectness creates confusion and resentment. Fourth, enforce boundaries calmly. This is where the transformation actually becomes real. A boundary you don't enforce is just a request. So enforce without drama. You step back, you pause, you remove access. No threats. No speeches, no emotional blackmail, just consequences that match your words. That's it. And here's the line you need to remember when it feels scary. You're not becoming cold. You're becoming clear. The right woman won't fear your clarity, she'll respect it. The wrong woman will punish you for it because she benefited from you having none. Now be honest. Which mistake hit you hardest, 1 to 9? Drop the number in the comments.